Okay, guys, we are live. Hello. How are you? All right, everybody. I'm Jane Hamill, and today we are talking about if you're feeling behind in your business. Here's what you can do. People come to me to help them market and sell their physical products. That's what I mostly do all day long. I love it. I love working with product entrepreneurs. And one thing that I notice is we do spend an awful lot of time right up here in the brain. Things that are going on between the ears that really affect you, your business, your success, your income, all of that stuff. It's all kind of tied together, right? You can learn all the marketing strategies in the world. You can learn all the email marketing and social media and build a following and all of it. But sometimes if the crazy brain, the entrepreneurial crazy brain gets a hold of you, you're not going to take action, you're not going to execute, and it's going to hurt your business. So, such a theme this week. I feel like kind of overwhelmed with this information I want to share with you today because I just have it coming at me from all angles of my clients and the members in my coaching program. It's insane. Here's what I'm hearing. I don't know why this is taking so long. I feel like my business is in the same position it was 2 years ago. Even though logically I can see that I'm not, it still feels like it. All right? I'm hearing things like this. I ran into a woman at a trade show this week and her business is really taking off. Made me feel like crap. This is legit from a client, right? We've all been there. We've all been there. I wanted to be happy for her, but I'm ashamed to say that I was so jealous. Just making sure you guys can hear me okay. Julie from my team, can you just confirm you can hear me okay? Sorry, getting a little cuckoo for coconuts. Okay, let's just see. All right, guys. I should be able to see your comments if you have questions as we go, those of you. Yeah, I don't see it. Is it live, girlfriend? Hold on a second. Okay, I really got to get this live thing down. It says it's live. It says it's live. Could you please use your key? I'm taping a live video. Oh my God, I can't even believe. I'm taping! Use your key! Oh my God. Okay. There's no way I'm going to be able to use this recording. Just saying. All right, let's do it. One more time. Okay, welcome everybody. Woo-hoo. Refresh. I'm Jane Hamill, and if you're feeling behind in your business, this podcast video episode is for you. So, such is the theme this week from so many of my members and clients. Here's a few things I've been hearing you guys say. Jane, I don't know why this is taking so long. I feel like my business is in the same position it was 2 years ago, even though logically I can see that I'm not, it still feels that way for me. Jane, I ran into a woman at a trade show this week when she was in New York, and her business is really taking off. It made me feel like crap. I wanted to be happy for her, but honestly, I was just so ashamed to say that I was jealous. Another vendor at the show told me the traffic she's getting to her Shopify site. And honestly, I was so jealous, my jaw dropped, right? She said, I don't even know what her conversion rate is, but based on that traffic, things must be going great. Give me a couple minutes and I'll do it, okay? Thank you. All right, and then another one I got was, I released a new collection on Tuesday, and the response was not great. Sales were just okay. Why am I still having this problem? It should be easier by now. So can you guys relate to any of those statements? Do you ever feel like, why is this not going better for me? Why are other people having more success than I am? Why am I kind of behind? I thought I would be at a different position in my business than I am right now. Or maybe you feel like there are objects, like real obstacles, standing in your way. I tend to joke, like, I make jokes like my kids are killing my career, right? And that's funny, but it's also like not funny because when you think of it, and there is that expression, truth floats just below the surface of laughter, then you're like, wait, you're really thinking about how your kids are killing your career? It's like, do you really truly resent your little humans? Like, am I resenting these children? Because that's kind of shameful to admit, right? I'm embarrassed to say that out loud to you guys. And I know for sure that I want them to, quote unquote, ruin my career. I really want the whole, like, having the kids and being with them and enjoying them. And at the same time, you know, in the big picture, I recognize that, and I know that to be true. But at the same time, on the everyday, when I see some of my colleagues or people that, you know, we kind of started out in the same position, they're getting amazing speaking gigs and big followings and doing this stuff and traveling in a way that I'm just not doing right now. And ultimately, I'm okay with that, and I'm very happy with my choices, but there are times when it just stings. It kind of digs a little, and you wish you were there when you're here. And you're like, why am I behind? Okay? So, for those of you, if you feel behind in your business, sometimes, all the time, whatever, maybe even in your life, here's what you can do about it, okay? There's 8 things I'm going to run through. Number 1, first, determine what does that even mean? What does I'm behind or I'm not behind look like? Okay, behind what, first of all? Where do you want to be in your business, honestly? Have you really thought about that? What would make you feel that you're like on track, that you're on course? And what does success really look like for you? So many times we can get in this loop of I'm behind, I'm overwhelmed, I'm so busy. But the truth is we wouldn't even know what it would feel like or look like if we were achieving everything we wanted, because our goals are so vague and so huge and so constant that we are falling into the trap of not enoughness, right? So if you define what success looks like, what your goals are, then you can say, oh, I actually reached it or not. Otherwise, it's a never-ending loop, all right? If you choose your goal, and maybe it's a short-term goal, maybe it's a long-term, I don't know. It doesn't matter. And go after it. You can forget about everything else, okay? If you can be confident enough to stay in your own lane and go after what you want for your business and not what you think you should want based on what other people have. And I've fallen into this many times myself. So, for instance, you look and you say, oh my gosh, well, she has this like killer wholesale business and I'm feeling behind on mine. And then you're like, wait a second, I don't even want to sell wholesale. I want to go direct to consumer, or I want to do this. Yet you're sort of feeling bad that you're not there when it's not even part of your goals. It's just our natural human reaction to kind of look at something else and wish we had it, right? We never look around and go like, oh, she's in more pain than I am. She's having more trouble than I am. Why is that? We only look and see like, who do we think is doing better and why aren't we there, right? It's just normal. It's going to happen, but let's try to shrink it down and mitigate it a little bit. Okay, the second thing you can do to stop feeling like you're behind is to build yourself up more. Dan Sullivan is a business coach, and he is all about entrepreneurs need to really focus on building up their self-confidence, okay? And I was reminded by a client today. She told me that I taught her this, but I can barely remember, but now I know that I do it too. When she gets an email or a great review on her product, she saves it. She revisits it and she feels better. In fact, she has a section on her laptop, and I really suggest every single person do this, that it's called For When I Feel Like Crap. She said she used to have it say, For When I Feel Like Quitting. But now she doesn't feel like quitting much anymore, but sometimes she feels like crap. So she renamed the folder For When I Feel Like Crap. And she goes on there and she looks in there and she looks at her reviews and she looks at her testimonials and her positive feedback. And it's brilliant. And I have the same thing. But it's called testimonials. And sometimes when I'm having like a rough day or somebody says something negative, I just go in there and look at it. I'll never forget the story of when I used to do manufacturing tours in Chicago, and I would, with another consultant, we would take people around to different apparel manufacturers. these days I focus much more on marketing and selling, so I don't really do that type of thing anymore. But I remember my mentor and friend, Kathy Wagner from Retail Mavens, saying to me, how did the tour go? And I was like, it was awesome. We sold out, we did this, we did that. But you know what? And she goes, what about the feedback? Did people fill out the feedback form? And I said, yes. And you know what? Blah, 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 blah. And I started telling her about the one person who had like the one minor thing to say that was negative, or a suggestion even. It wasn't even negative. And she said, okay, so of the 14 people who came, you are talking only about the one negative thing one person said, and it's not even that bad. Our brain, she goes, your brain, you freakazoid, Jane, your crazy entrepreneurial brain is focusing on the negative, the one negative thing you can pick out of a pile of positives. And I was like, oh, God, that's crazy. It's crazy. We're just honestly just looking for trouble all the time. That's just our lizard brain. Okay. Number 3, your third thing you can do to help the I'm falling behind in my business is divide by 4. What does that mean? If you don't feel like you're moving fast enough, you're not successful enough, there's so many things you want to do and it's all got to happen right now, hold the phone. Take a sheet of paper, literally one sheet of paper, draw it into 4s, and that's the 4 quarters coming up. So quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Think about everything you want to accomplish this year and dump it all out. Do a brain dump. And then take all of those things and decide, well, what's actually good for this year? And then stick it in the quarter where it's appropriate. So not everything has to get done in the next 3 weeks or whatever it is, right? So this has done wonders for my business. It's literally a sheet of paper divided by with a plus sign. I was going to say a cross. That's the Catholic school talking. Yeah, so truly get yourself back to focus, thinking, I can do all of this, but not right now. And when I think about everything that's got to get done all the time, I'm going to go cray. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, yes, I want to, really focus on list building, but this month I'm focusing on updating my website and making it better with SEO. So put list building on Q2 or Q3 and then don't worry about it. Okay. No, you got it. It's there, but you don't have to worry about it right now. Number 4, find out what triggers you. When you start to feel like jealous or like you're behind or it's not going fast enough, what is the reason? Be aware of the triggers that hit you. Often it's social media. Often it's if you visit. I know when I used to do trade shows and I would go to, Atlanta to see my Atlanta rep or whatever. There would always be a new line that was like the hot new line, and I would be jealous of the new line that they had because they're all talking about it and everybody wants to see it and everybody's writing orders and I would get so jealous. And the truth is I had to talk myself back into it being like, oh yeah, I was that new line once. I'm still selling. My things are still retailing. Everything is fine over here. They're just the new shiny object, right? So what triggers you? And honestly, playing a comparison game is never, ever going to work, ever. So really try to get yourself off social media and off, any of those triggers you can avoid, do that, all right? I will be 6 minutes, honey.
No.
Okay. I'm taping. I'm sorry. I will promise I'll be 6 minutes.
Why can't you just pause and come back?
I can't because it's live. Look, we're on Facebook right now. Would you like to say hi? I'm
No.
in the middle. Okay. So I'm on number 5 and there's only 3 to go. Number 5, you only see glimpses. When you see somebody else doing great or having huge success and you feel like I should be there right now, please know it's not always real. As a matter of fact, it's often fake. You only see a glimpse of a moment. If you look on social media and you see the happy family and they're all this and, my husband is so lovely, I'd marry him again tomorrow. You're only seeing that moment that they took that picture and put it up. You didn't see the argument before. You didn't see last night when somebody called somebody a pain in the ass. You just see a glimpse of time. And that's what gets documented and that's what gets put up on social. Okay? It ain't real. All right, number 6, do a reframe. Sometimes when you see something else and you say, oh my God, they're so happy or they're so successful or they're so this and I'm not, do a reframe. Think, wait a minute. She's getting Boku traffic to her Shopify site. She's selling blah, blah, blah. I want that. This is proof that it's possible. This is proof that it's can happen for me too. So sometimes you can reframe things where they have what you want, and you can see that as a sign that that could be what you're going to get if you go after it. But again, like the wholesale thing, a lot of us think we're supposed to sell wholesale and get a ton of retail stores. Is that really even what you want? Do you guys want the same goals? Number 7, watch the self-talk. I read this really great quick article. I'll link to it in the show notes. The show notes will be back at Jane Hamill. Let me write this down. JaneHamill.com/ behind. Like you're behind. JaneHamill.com/behind. I will link to the show notes there. All right, so it is an article from Lifehacker. And basically she's saying, watch your self-talk. She had a great example. It's very funny. She said, for her birthday, she went to see a tarot card reader and inject a little magic into her life, all right? The tarot card reader told me to draw a card, and when I flipped it over, she grabbed it to hide it. That ruins my surprise, she said. Feeling embarrassed, I joked, oh, sorry, you have to tell me everything. I can't be trusted. And the tarot card reader said to her, cancel that thought. She replied, say, I canceled that thought. I am trustworthy. I can be trusted. And because we were in a small room together filled with incense, I repeated the words, I canceled that thought. I am trustworthy. I can be trusted. I love it. So when you start to have this negative self-talk, like my line isn't very good, I'm not very good, no one's going to buy this, all that stuff that's going to happen, it's only normal. Just be like, oh, there I go again with that crazy brain. Cancel that thought. I'm trustworthy. I can be trusted. Cancel that thought. I'm actually a good entrepreneur. I can get this done. You know, whatever it is, cancel that thought. So we were joking. I sent this to a client yesterday and she said, every time I do that negative self-talk, I'm going to hit Control Alt Delete in my brain. Boom, and it'll be gone. Number 8, and this is the last one. My son is waiting. Sorry, baby. I didn't know you were going to be home early. Number 8, do one thing. So when you feel stuck, when you're having all these negative thoughts, and you're in a negative place, you're feeling kind of sorry for yourself, you're sulking a little bit, you know, give yourself a little time to do that if you want to. That's okay. It's only normal to feel bad, like, oh, I feel bad. Fine. Lean into the feeling bad and then think about it. What is it that needs to get done? What is the one thing I can do? Stop. Don't look at your whole list and freak out. Say, you know what? I wish I had that, but I'm here right now and I've made my choices. And there is one thing I can do right now to move forward. I'm just gonna do that one next thing and do it, because that will get you into the momentum of action. And once you do one thing, doing the second thing is much easier. So instead of thinking, I gotta do all this stuff, just think, what is the one thing that I can do? Okay, so let's just review here. We said, hey, if you're feeling behind in your business, sorry. Really, honey? Really? If you're feeling behind in your business, here's what to do. We said, number 1, first determine what behind looks like and what not behind looks like. Number 2, we said, is build yourself up. I really recommend every day you write down, you know, the 3 to 5 main things you accomplished that day to build up that confidence, just like Dan Sullivan tells us that confidence is key to being a successful entrepreneur. You gotta protect your confidence. Number 3, divide by 4. Take a sheet of paper, put it into 4 quarters, and put different activities and tasks in different quarters so you don't feel like you have to do everything today. Number 4, find out what triggers you. Become aware of it. Either avoid the triggers like social media if you can, or just know they're gonna come and say to yourself, oh, this is the part where I feel unworthy. Yep. Number 5, you only see glimpses. If you're looking at social media and you're thinking other people have it better than you, you're only getting a little snapshot, girlfriend. It ain't the truth. Number 6, do a reframe. If you see somebody who does seem to have it all together, which by the way, nobody does, but they have a certain part of their life together that you want, know, hey, if somebody can do it, I can do it. Why not me? It's proof that this is possible. And number 7, watch that self-talk, right? Cancel that thought. Control-Alt-Delete a thought. When you have a thought that's negative, just replace it with a new thought. Number 8, do one thing. Feeling in a negative space? That's okay. Lean into it for a minute. Just don't spend all day watching Netflix. Look at your list. Pick out the one task that you can complete. Just start it and do it. Don't worry about your whole business, your whole life. Do the next thing. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. This was fun. I'm Jane Hamill, and if you want to work with us further, if you are really wanting to build an audience of qualified prospects, meaning people that will eventually be your customers and spend money with you, I really encourage you to take a look at one of my best-selling courses. It's called Sell More Products Online. If you sell a physical product and you feel like you need a plan in place and get consistent with your marketing, you're ready to really become a student of marketing, then you got to check out SMPO, Sell More Products Online. You can find it at janehamill.com/SMPO. And if you want the show notes from this when I get them up, it'll be at janehamill.com/ what did I say it was, Char? Behind. Thank you. All right, my little angel is here, and I'm going to help him out with his media that he needs. All right, let me sign out here, and thanks again for coming, guys. I'll check the comments later. Thanks.
Took so long.
I'm still alive.
Okay.